Hi guys, it's Fiber Artsy again. I'm back with another video. I just wanted to come back in and still kind of play catch up a little bit. I'm going to do a few of the tags today and hopefully show you a little bit of my stash and some show your stash videos. So today I'm going to do 4 of the tags, the Know Your Needleworker, and then 3 of the tags I think are kind of related in sort of theme. The Stash Enhancement tag, Coffee Stitcher tag, and the Panda tag. So, fingers crossed. Here we go. So I'm going to start off with the Know Your Needleworker tag. I'm going to look at the questions, so I'm going to be shifting my eyes a little bit. So Know Your Needleworker tag, here we go. Where do you live? I live in North Carolina, here in the U.S. Again, southern gal, born and raised here. And other than a little 5 or 6 years after college where I worked seasonally and moved all over the place, this has been my home. So what do I do for a living? I am an office worker, nothing glamorous. I was an art major in college, which is why I'm an office worker now. So anyway, that's another story for another day. But I just sit at a computer all day and type, answer phones, do payroll, kind of stuff. But pays the bills, am I right? All right, do you have children? I do. I have a 3-year-old son. He's funny and awesome and cool, and he's a really great kid. So, do I have pets? I do not. My cat of, gosh, I think she was about 15. She passed away a couple of years ago, and I just haven't been ready to get another one. So I keep thinking about it, and then just not feeling ready. Maybe now that we're in this new place, maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll think about getting another kitty cat. I'm definitely a cat person. I like dogs, but I don't want my own dog. I'm a cat person. All right. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? I think I mentioned before that also, even though it is stitching, but I do a lot of embroidery as well. If anyone's ever interested in seeing some embroidery, let me know. I'm happy to show you what the things I like to do. As I said, I was an art major, so I do paint as well when I get a chance. So, past couple years I haven't done too much. Got that little 3-year-old guy running around. So, that's why stitching is convenient because it's a bit more portable and less cleanup and less time involved and just being able to do it. So, I do a lot of other general crafts as well. Make wreaths, do some paper stuff, decorate for the holidays. I don't know, mixed stuff. I like to be creative. I like to make things on my own. Okay. What's your favorite movie? Okay, I believe it was Claire L. that said, I'm a Libra, I can't make up my mind. Okay, so you guys, I can't pick just one. I came up with a top 5. You have to just deal with it and get over it. So, top 5. In no particular order, because some are better than the others. Okay. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is really probably, I don't want to say an all-time fave, definitely a favorite. If you've not seen it, you have to see it. Jim Carrey is so wonderful in that movie. Such a touching love story, but with a little bit of quirk, which I love. I love quirk. So, fantastic movie. The Goonies. Really an all-time fave also, The Goonies. Grew up watching that movie. My husband and I absolutely adore that movie. We quote that movie all the time. It's just one of our favorite movies. It's so good, such adventure. And it's not just a kids movie. You really identify with the characters. The characters they're really thought out well and developed, and the relationships between them all. It's just fantastic. Anyway, you know the Goonies. But, okay. Next up, I'm gonna go with The Big Lebowski because the dude. I don't even need to say anything else. The dude. If you've not seen The Big Lebowski, I pity you. Really need to go watch that movie because it's full of awesome. It's so hilarious. Again, absolute fantastic writing. Coen Brothers, classic Coen Brothers, just really great writing, and the acting's great. I don't know. I can't even explain it. If you've not seen it, go watch it because it's awesome. All right. Next one, I'm going to go with Nightmare Before Christmas. One of my favorites. Again, I love the characters of that movie. You all know Nightmare Before Christmas too, but what I love of, most people, and you see it on most of the merchandise and things like that, but most people love Jack. But I've always identified with Sally. She was always my favorite character. She had that curiosity about her. She wanted to see what was beyond her front door, and I loved that about Sally. So that's why I love that movie. And then 5, I'm gonna go with Star Wars because it's Star Wars. Okay, the original 3, I'm gonna lump together in amount of awesomeness. So, Star Wars. You love it. Everybody loves it. Well, everybody doesn't love it, but I love it. So, Star Wars. So those are my top 5. All right, favorite TV shows. I have a few. I'm just naming a top few here, but Doctor Who, because of Doctor Who. But I'm dreadfully behind on Doctor Who. I haven't seen any of the new Doctor. I don't know. I'm just really behind on it. So, whatever. And then I'm going to go with Gilmore Girls. Again, if you want a fantastically written show with fantastically awesome characters, watch the Gilmore Girls. It is so good and so touching and funny and witty and quirky, and I just love it, the Gilmore Girls. Another kind of maybe all-time fave would have to be the X-Files. I was a big fan of X-Files growing up, and it's still really a top fave. A newer fave of mine, though, is Orphan Black. I don't know, is anyone watching Orphan Black? I think it comes on, is it a BBC America show? It's not a sci-fi show, I don't think. Anyway, really good show about clones and I don't know, it's good. Hard to describe it, but it's a good one. Those are my top faves. So, okay, favorite book. I grabbed some examples because you've never seen any of these before. You have. Everyone's seen these books. But these are my favorites. And I'm going to go Harry Potter because Harry Potter. I read this as an adult, obviously, because I was only 20 when it came out or whatever. I don't know. But immediately fell in love with the world of Harry Potter. All of the characters. And the world that J.K. Rowling created with Harry Potter. It's magical. So next, a book I actually don't have, and I don't know, I must have misplaced it, but this is one of my all-time favorite books ever, and it's called Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. If you've never read it, it's about a family of like sideshow freaks. They call themselves geeks, but again, phenomenal characters, and I can't even describe it. It's so wonderful. Geek Love. It's really good. Go read it. And then I've got my favorite author. It's actually Chuck Palahniuk, probably, I'd have to say. He's an author that once he writes a new book, I go buy it. So I don't actually buy many brand new books. But he's one I always do. If you ever have a chance to go to see him speak or anything, do it, because it's really a lot of fun. So, but my favorite, I pulled out a couple of favorites. Most people know him from writing Fight Club because of the movie that came out. But my favorites are Invisible Monsters. This was, I think, the second book that he wrote. And it's about a fashion model that she gets in some sort of accident and it leaves her disfigured. And so she wears this veil over her face, and she gets mixed up with this crazy character named Randy, and it's a hoot. It's fun. And the other one I like is Diary. Noble. Chuck Palahniuk. But really most all of his books I really enjoy. There's only been one that I really didn't care for. He has a couple nonfiction books as well, if nonfiction's your thing. And then I've got, if you've never read Princess Bride, you're really doing yourself a dishonesty. If you're a fan of the movie, you really need to come back and read the book. Because, I mean, look, it's huge. There's so much more detail about the characters. Lots of backstory. When you learn the backstory of, you know, Fessick and Inigo and all, it's, you really fall more in love with the characters themselves. So if you're a fan of the movie, if you've not read the book, you really should. It's really fantastic. So, and then I brought out a couple of books from when I was a kid that I still have some copies. Beverly Cleary, Ramona the book, Ramona the Pest. Any Ramona books. I remember reading these, and I can't wait to read them all again with my son. All of the Ramona books, and like the Judy Blume has like the Super Fudge stories. Can't wait to read all those books again. It's going to be fun. And the Little House books. All of these are really wonderful, of course. We all know Little House, but it's funny. I've actually reread these as an adult, and they're still really wonderful. And so if you sort of love the whole maybe nostalgia of Little Haven't read them, I recommend them. So those are some of my favorite books, and I don't read like I used to. I wish I had more time, but alas, I don't. Or I don't really make the time for it, whatever. Alright, favorite music. I like a lot of different music, but some of my favorites are going to be Ween, favorite band ever. Again, they're like funny and quirky and rocking out, you know, Ween, they're good. Elliott Smith, a master songwriter, absolutely beautiful man, and committed suicide some years back, but so we don't have any more new music from him. But I put him on every now and then when I need to embrace the melancholy. If that makes sense. So, Elliott Smith. And some other favorites, I like Beck, Tori Amos, Amanda Palmer. And I'm a kid of the 80s, so I love most 80s tunes, 80s songs. I love it. And then I was a teenager in the 90s, so like that whole grunge thing that was about like Nirvana and all that brouhaha. So I like a little bit of everything is the point, I guess. But I do have certain favorites that I listen to over and over. Oh, and the Avett Brothers. I'm from North Carolina. I've been listening to the Avett Brothers for a long time now. And they're absolutely wonderful. What one word best describes you? I'm gonna go with quirky. Because I am quirky and I like quirky things. Alright. That's the end of that one. Alright, tag my one number down. Alright. Okay. Let's move right along. Okay, move right along. Here's the Stash Queen's Stash Enhancement Tag. I like her questions a lot. Excuse me. What is your favorite pattern in your stash that you haven't started yet? And what has kept you from starting it? I pulled this one out. Just right now, it's my favorite. Right now. And it's this Barbara Anna, the Halloween tree. If you watched my first video where I showed finishes, I had done an autumn tree. Let's see. And I want to do all of the trees. There's a Christmas one too. But this Halloween one is really calling my name. Barbara Anna. She's good. Good stuff. I haven't started it yet. Basically just because I haven't started it yet. Because I've got a lot of whips. And I haven't got it together. You know what I mean? I probably have some fabric I can do it on. I was thinking of actually doing it on like purple. I think it would look cool. A purple. With the orange kind of popping out. Orange and the little pumpkins. Let's see, I gotta think about it a little bit more before I start it. So, what's your favorite non-pattern item in your stash? Excuse me. I'm gonna go with needle minders as being another favorite because they are cute and fun, and you know, you can get everything on a needle minder. I just got my needle minders from Gina's unique needle minders for Halloween sale that she did. So needle minders, you know, I got some Halloween ones. Well, the Sully one's not really Halloween, but you know, they're just, you can coordinate with the pattern you're working on or whatever. You just get some favorite things. They're not terribly expensive. So, you know, it's fun. So needle minders. I'm also my Q-snap because I'm a Q-snap gal. What do you have the most of in your stash? Patterns, floss, fabric, or any kind of other things? I'm going to go with patterns on that probably. Because I have a lot of patterns and I got a lot of magazines, things like that in my stash. I did have a floss. I've got all the DMC colors, things like that. But I think probably patterns probably outnumber my floss. I definitely don't have a whole ton of fabric, so. And then number 4, besides your LNS and the big box craft shops, where is your favorite place to buy stitching supplies? Thrift stores. I'm a thrift store junkie. I love finding things that for a deal, and a lot of my patterns come from thrift stores, and I don't know, you find really nice vintage things that you like. You never know when you find, you know, I found a chatelaine pattern at a thrift store for 25 cents, so you know, you never know what you're gonna find. So, and then I do some online like everyone else, 1-2-3 stitch, stitching bits and bobs, Etsy, you know, all that kind of stuff too. So, but thrift store is probably my favorite, only because it's like the thrill of the hunt. You know, you're rummaging through boxes or crates or whatever, and you just never know what you're gonna find. So that's why I love that. Anyway, number 5, name an item that you've purchased that was not meant for cross stitch, but that you have repurposed for cross stitching. This one I really couldn't think of anything. So and I don't know what I've done with it now. I just had it up here. Grief. I set all my books on it because that's smart. That's the way to think ahead. Jeez. This really wasn't necessarily a purchase specifically for cross stitch, but I do use tin. I do use this cookie tin. I could probably stand to recover it or paint it or something, but I keep my needle minders in there. So it's a metal tin, so the needle minders just stick right to it. You don't have to worry about falling out, you know, sticks in there. And I also keep these rings in there because they stick to the magnets. So this has been really nice. And you can, you know, like I can fit some stuff even along the sides or even on the top, and then shut it all up. And you kind of keep everything all together when you're not using them on your projects. So it works pretty good. Oh, lost my questions here. Name an item in your stash that you weren't able to purchase after seeing someone else with that item. Okay, I did this a couple of days ago, so I don't have it to show you yet. But after seeing a Claire L's video, and I think the Stash Queen has showed the Country Cottage Needleworks, the Christmas Cottage series, like a series of 12, I went and bought them all. I had to have them. I blame you guys, but in a good way, because they're just absolutely the most darling patterns. I cannot wait to stitch them all, and I want to stitch them all together like Claire's doing, so I think it's Claire. I'm not. I'm pretty sure. Sorry. Anyway, so that right there, done. I just bought it. Bought them all. Alrighty. If someone asked you what was the one must-have pattern that they had to have in their stash, what would you recommend? And I didn't think to pull it out, but we all know you have to have Linden Place Sleepy Hollow in your collection. It's a necessity. It's a must-have. Everyone must stitch it, okay? I am restarting mine, by the way. I probably will stitch on it next year. but you have to have that pattern. Okay, if someone asked you what one designer they had to check out to enhance their stash, who would you be? I thought hard about this one, and I almost said Barbara Anna. So some people may not be familiar with her stuff. I would definitely go check it out. And then I'm also going to go with Wee Little Stitches. I don't think maybe a lot of people know about them, even though I think they were sort of the original folks that started doing the little pixel characters, you know, character lineups and things like that. They've been doing it for, gosh, 5-6 years now, or probably even longer. I don't know. Long time now, but Wee Little Stitches. Wee Little Stitches on Etsy. I have an Etsy store. All their patterns are just PDF downloads. They got pretty much everything you want. Kind of characters. Yeah, it's just good stuff. So I think that's it. That's who I would recommend. Most of, I don't know. Yeah, if you were a new person asking me, like, what are some good places to get patterns? I would say that. I would say Wee Little Stitches. Check out Barbara Anna. You may like her quirkiness. Check that out. Okay. All right. So, Coffee Stitcher tag. What is the one designer that you didn't initially have any interest in until you actually stitched one? I don't know. I've actually thought about this question, and I still don't have an answer. Kind of stinky, right? Kind of poopy. But I don't know. I guess I don't really. I don't stitch things I don't like or I don't want to stitch. So maybe that's it. I don't know. So I don't know. What is a designer that you just can't get in the groove on? And I have struggled some with stitching. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't really stitch things I don't like. So I don't know. But I will say, in general, maybe not designer specific, I'm not like a sampler type person with like band samplers or like Hardanger, Quaker type stuff. That stuff really, it doesn't do much for me at all. So I'm, that kind of things I don't like. So I can't really get on the groove in that kind of stuff, like band type samplers and Quaker, that kind of stuff. That's just not my thing. So to each their own. It's not that they're not beautiful, but it's just not what I want to spend my time stitching on, I guess. So, okay. Number 3, what is one chart that you would love to see made, and who would you like to design it? Okay, I've been thinking about this one, and it hit me. Then I'm going to start with the designer, and what I would love to see is, we all know Satsuma Street, a lot of us, most of us, the Satsuma Street, how she does the pretty little, pretty little city patterns. The big, pretty little London, pretty little Sydney, pretty little New York, all that kind of stuff. We've seen them all. But I was thinking, I would love for her to make like a pretty little fictional towns based off of, fandoms or something. So I thought in my brain, I was like a pretty little Mos Eisley from Star Wars, or pretty little Gotham, from Batman. Pretty Little Springfield from The Simpsons. Just take any kind of fictional place and do her style. I just think it could be so fun with the really bright colors that she uses and stuff. I don't know. I thought that could be a real fun thing, and I would love it if she were to do something like that. So that's what I would say. Okay, that's it for Coffee Stitcher's tag. Now I'm going to go on to the panda tag. I also really liked Stitching Panda's questions. She had 3 questions. Number 1 was your favorite storybook character or fairy tale, and has it influenced your stash? And I thought really hard about this, and I just must not have a favorite fairy tale, because I couldn't really think of any that I just loved. You know what I mean? So fairy tale in particular, no. I don't have a favorite necessarily, and this really doesn't influence my stash because I couldn't think of anything that I even had on my stash. So besides like the Once Upon a Time sampler, which I wasn't even stitching for myself anyway. So anyway, but storybook character, you know, I know she had mentioned Harry Potter because we all know she's a big Harry Potter fan, but I too. So I've got a few Harry Potter patterns in my stash that I stitched because I'm a total Harry Potter fan. But really, other than that, I you know, that's about all I could think of that I had in my stash that I had a favorite for. So, yeah, whatever. All right, number 2. What is the weirdest or most unique place you've brought your stitching to and stitched? I don't know that I was really unique or weird, but I have stitched on the beach on vacation, stitched you know, traveling on a train, stitched in a hospital while waiting for my husband to have surgery, things like that. But I don't know that that's terribly unique, but I take my stitching when I'm gonna be, I always take some stitching with me when I travel, because you never know when you get some downtime. And of course, if I'm gonna be waiting around a long time, I probably have a book, and I probably have some stitching to work on. Okay, number 3, she says, what is your favorite pattern of all time? This is a really hard question because I kept thinking of like a billion things. It's like, well, this one's nice. Oh, but this one, gosh, this one's awesome too, you know? Again, I'm a Libra. I'm not good at making up my mind. So, but I'm going to say right now, my favorite pattern is my Wee Little Stitches Doctor Who patterns. Okay, right now, that's it. That's what I'm going to say. So, I can't show you those because they're digital patterns, sorry. That's kind of stinky, but. Alright, I think that's it. Panda, yeah, Stitching Panda had some good questions on there, and I liked her response as well. Okay, so that's all the tags I'm gonna do for today. And I wanted to take a few minutes. Let me reach over here and show you some stash that I have. These are cross-stitching books. Some of them aren't like solely cross-stitching, but most of them have something to do with cross-stitching, so I'm trying to organize some stuff here. Alright. Again, these are all what I would consider a book, not just, you know, a pamphlet or a leaflet or even just a single page, you know what I'm saying. It's a book, okay? So I'm going to start off. Of course, I have this one, Ultimate Cross Stitch Collection, the Mickey. And see that there? This pretty much, I got this on clearance somewhere, I don't know. This pretty much just has, you know, what you kind of refer to as the Fab Five, but Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, Donald, Pluto, Goofy. I guess that's 6, the Fab 6. But anyway, I don't know if Pluto's always thought of as a Fab 5, but it's got some really cute things. If anyone ever wants to go through this and, you know, add more detail, I can, but what I really love in here is, find it, I'm sorry, should we have it flat, or the Christmas ones, just because they're kind of fun. If you're a Disney fan, I'm sure you already have this one, but it is put out by Leisure Arts, and I don't know if it's sold anymore, but it's put out in 1998. I'm sure you could, you know, scour eBay and all that kind of thing to find it if you really wanted it. Okay, another one I have is 30 cross stitch patterns from Ed Hardy. This isn't necessarily because I'm an Ed Hardy fan, though he is sort of the, you know, penultimate tattoo flash guy. But it is a really nice resource if you are into this kind of thing, because it's got your classic tattoo flash images. You know, the sparrows, dragons, you know, that kind of thing. You know, that kind of thing. Skulls. So these are just drawings, but all of these are patterns. There are patterns in the book. I love this skull spider. That'd be pretty cool to do for Halloween. You know, classic tattoo flash. And the patterns are pretty nice. What I find interesting, I've actually not stitched anything from this book. I should, just to give it a try though. But you got all the colors that you do, but then when you go back and do the back stitching, you use, they tell you to use all 6 strands of the black. And that's what gives you this real thick, like a tattoo line. And that, I think, it's pretty neat, something different. So, again, if this is your kind of thing, or even if it's not, just because maybe you want like a cool skull cross stitch pattern someday. You never know. Again, let me show you the front. Ed Hardy. And it's got some alphabet in the back too. Just flash it real quick. So his style of writing. Anyway, that one's pretty cool. This one I wanted to show, even though I did pick this up at a thrift store, and it is all in Swedish. But it's a really lovely little book. I can't tell you what it says. If anyone speaks Swedish, let me know. I guess I could have put it into Google Translator or something, huh? But this came out back in the 70s. 76 is when it came out. But when and but it has some really neat little patterns. And that, to me, seem actually very Swedish. You know what I mean? If you're into like IKEA or anything, I don't know. So it's like this little townscape. That's really cute. And there's a little kitchen scene. Even this one I really like. It's very there's a little cat sitting on the chair there. But it's very, when you think sort of Swedish things, very minimal, some strong lines, things like that. Anyway, it's a really good good resource, actually. And it's got some really nice like graphic patterns that are just real pretty cool, I think. And that's on the front cover, but it's lovely. That's a lovely pattern. You could put something else in the middle if you wanted to do that, Again, another just graphic, and they just show it repeated. Like you only get the pattern for the one like motif, but you just repeat it, and So, but anyway, just a really pretty fantastic resource, I think. And it even has some needlepoint patterns toward the back of the book, if that's your thing. But anyway, here it is again. I'm not going to try and say that word. I'm going to butcher the Swedish language. This one I really recommend for anyone that's a stitcher. It's just really good to have, I think, in your stash and in your collection. It was put out in 2008. It's called Stitch Graffiti. Heather Holland Daly is who put this together. And this one just has, it's kind of unique patterns. And I'm not even sure how to explain it. Let me just see if I can, sorry. Imagine world peace. And it does give you some finishing, how-tos and things in there too. Just things like that. This one, says follow your truth. With some really fantastic colors. This one, I don't know. I love this one first. I can't really explain why, but it just says Earth laughs in flowers. Is that not neat? I love that one. You know, I need to stitch up something from this book. I'm now realizing this one I love too. Relish the night. Ooh, I'm trying to show you the picture. Very interesting. Again, just they really embrace, you know, something different, and so if that's your thing, this kind of graphic compass, they call it. Anyway, it's just a little different. There's the back side. Anyway, stitch graffiti. This is a definite recommend. Now this one, I don't know how to flip through this whole thing. This one has a ton of patterns in it, but it's called a cross stitch Christmas. So if you're a Christmas stitcher, I would definitely recommend this one as well. And it's called, again, a cross stitch Christmas handmade holiday, and it's got designers, a bunch of different designers. It's got some Joan Elliott's. It's got a Nora Corbett. It's got some Kathy Busey, I think, or Gail Busey, maybe Gail Busey. Anyway, it's got a bunch of different stuff. And so right here in the front, it's got this Joan Elliott cow thing, which is neat. But it breaks it up. Like here, it's called Red and White Delights. All right. So it goes through more traditional kind of red and white patterns, or designs that are kind of more traditional Christmas. This one I love. This one right there. Love that red work. Another Joan Elliott on this stocking. It's got, just like I said, a real mix of designers in here. There's one called Christmas in a section called Christmas in the Country. Got little winter scenes and some reindeer, you know, that kind of thing. Again, just a real good mix of things, different stuff. So, and it's just kind of, here's the Nora Corbett pattern, which is really pretty. It's a pretty angel. There's some beads and things on that. It's nice. It's nice. It's a really nice pattern. It's a really nice book, is what I'm saying. What I was trying to say. And the nativities, it's got a gorgeous, I think it's so pretty, stained glass nativity. I'm not much of a religious person myself, but that's very pretty, and that's why I shared it though. She always does nice things, I think. Yeah, Kathy Busey. Kathy Busey. I usually enjoy, I like a lot of her patterns. She does a lot for the magazines and stuff. And it's got, you know, some different color, you know, where it gets into the more jewel tone of Christmas colors. Ursula Michael designed this one. Again, just a real good mix of Christmas things in here. I scored this one on eBay. This thing says it retails $39.95. I think I paid $5 for it. So if you're into Christmas, I really recommend it. It's got a really good mix of things. I'll show you the back cover real quick. You see. Just a nice, just a good mix of anything in there. So I recommend it. This one, Fairy Enchantment by Joan Elliott. I'm calling it a book because, you know, it's got several pages. I'm sure a lot of people have maybe seen this one. I don't know, but it's fairies. So very pretty. The cover one here is absolutely gorgeous, I think. Very pretty. She's the cover girl. The cover girl. She's a butterfly fairy. This one here I adore. It's called Once Upon a Time, and it's a mom and her baby fairy. How cute. That's so sweet. There's a fairy queen. I love the shrooms. I love mushrooms. I love that one. And like, you know, classic sort of Joan Elliott. There's some, you know, some Kreinik. I'm trying to see if there's beads. Not in this one in particular, but maybe in some of the others. French knots. I see some French knots, which you could absolutely, of course, substitute for beads if that's your thing. There's a fairy on a dragon. Fairy on a dragon. I mean, two birds, one stone with that one, right? Fairies and dragons. What the what? Fairy garden. This one's gorgeous, stitched up. Ah, sorry, I'm still learning which way to go. How to drive this thing. Again, it's got some super cute little mushrooms on the bottom. And it's got some smaller, more sort of pixie type fairies. The more, you know, more cutesy kind of pattern. So it's got a few of those in there. And that's it. And it's, so it says there's 9 designs in there total. Fairy Enchantment, Joan Elliott. Again, I think I scored that one on eBay for a really nice price. I'm showing you this book, even though it's not actually one of my favorites, but it's called Celebrations in Cross Stitch. And I only want to mention it because it's got like everything in here. It's got the major holidays that, you know, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think that's it. But then it's got like, there's also celebrations, so, you know, there's some baby things, there's wedding, there's St. Patrick's, there's Passovers if you have, you know, to do something for that holiday. It's got that in there. Which you don't see much, you know, for Jewish holidays. I don't know that I've noticed. Hanukkah, but First Communion, Mother's Day, things like that. It's got like a little bit of everything in here, so I just wanted to show it just in case. Celebrations in Cross Stitch. I'll just flip over to the back so you can see there's Happy New Year, some baby things. I think the flowers down there were made for Mother's Day. Anyway, so that's that one. And then this next one is just an alphabet book. 500 Alphabets. This is by Julie Hassler. You know, I just think you kind of need an alphabet book in your stash. At least one. So, it's got pretty much everything in here. These are all the patterns. I can't show you, of course, but it does have some stitched examples of some of the alphabet styles. It's got all kinds of florals and animals and, you know, home is where the cat is. Cute. Anyway, doesn't have very many examples in there, stitched examples. But the front, I mean, there's like one that's like handyman. That's kind of neat. So, anyway, alphabet book, because you need an alphabet book, right? Okay, this next one I'm showing, it's not specifically a cross-stitch book, but I wanted to show it just in case you were interested. There are a couple of cross-stitch patterns in here, though, one or two. Sorry, I think it's closer to the front. Yeah, it does have these 2 patterns in the book, though. This, oops, wrong way. This kind of argyle and the chevron kind of pattern. But the book itself is called, I have things to do with embroidery hoops, Hoopla, by Kirsty Neal. And I wanted to show it just in case you want. It's a good resource for things, how to hoop some things. Maybe some things you didn't ever think you wanted to hoop, you know, or just even just ideas to do with the hoop themselves. So you can paint your hoop. You can stain your wood hoop. You can wrap it with yarn. You can washi tape it. Obviously, washi tape all the things. You can do crochet edges or use little pom-poms. Little pom-pom here is cute. Pom-pom fringe. So things like that. So what this book has is just tons of ideas to hoop things, and it gives you, kind of the how-tos from felt, little felt things, and using buttons, lace doilies, embroidery. Look at this. It's, you made a hot air balloon. Like, that's just, I don't know, that's too cute right there. So anyway, it's just a good resource for finishing. If you wanted to, like I said, if you like to finish things in hoops, which I do. I enjoy finishing things in hoops, so that's a fun little book. Okay, I've only got 2 more. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm coming. I'm going fast as I can. Okay, so this next one, I only wanted to show, in case you're like me, you like woodland things, it's called Somali Makes Woodland Friends. And it's projects for the home. It does have a couple of cross-stitch charts that are charted by what Delilah did, if you're familiar with her at all. And then she also tells you how to make, these are little hand warmers. So she tells you how to make them. So it's got the little patterns in it. But again, I just wanted to show, just because it's a super cute book, and it does kind of go through everything of how to do everything. It's got some embroidery things, get out of here. Cutest little hedgehog pincushion. Can't even. If you knit, it's got some knit things. Crochet. Here's some embroidered things. Anyway, I just wanted to show it. It does have a couple of cross-stitch things in there, but I just wanted to show it because in case you like woodland stuff like me. Okay, last one. Again, because I like woodland things. Woodlands in Cross Stitch by Angela Beasley. Okay. This was a UK book. I got it on Amazon. Actually, my sister got it for me because it was on my Amazon wish list. She bought it for me for Christmas. But anyway, if you like woodland stuff, you gotta have this book, okay? Are you kidding me? Hedgehogs with mushrooms. I can't even stand it. It's too cute, alright? So anyway, gives you some good faith, but it's got lovely little, oops, glary, sorry. Pretty little outdoor scene called Bluebell Wood. This one I love too, The Forest at Night. There's some badgers. Yeah, I love that one. Wildflowers and Butterflies. There's the hedgehog cushion. There's a woodland sampler. Little critters. Fox and a deer and flowers. Very pretty. Barn owl. Looks like a barn owl. There's a woodland bird bell pull. The detail of that bark, you see that? It's really nice. Really nice. I haven't stitched anything from this yet, but Woodland Nymph. I'll straighten it up for you. Woodland Sleeping Nymph. She's asleep in the crabapple tree. And then another last one, a little woodland deer cushion. Yep. Oh, it's really pretty. I like the tree in that one. But anyway, that's it. It's just, 9 or 10 patterns or so. But it's really nice. I think the patterns seem really nice. I definitely want to give one of these a try. Maybe next year I'll have some time. But Woodlands and Cross Stitch, Angela Beasley. All right, those are all of my cross stitch books. I got a bajillion other patterns and magazines, of course. I may do some more show your stash videos as I go. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to thank everyone again for such a warm welcome with my last couple of videos. It's just been really lovely. I can't thank you enough. It's been really nice and such nice comments and getting subscribers. It's just really fantastic. You really make a girl feel welcome. So I wanted to thank you again for that. It's really nice. Like I said, repeating myself, but it's really nice. So I'm going to come back again, maybe with something else, maybe some more tags. I don't know. We'll see, but we'll see how it goes. But again, thanks again so much for everything. Thanks for watching this one. I know it's a long one. Sorry. I'll try to get better at that maybe. I like long ones, so I know some people maybe don't. Anyway. All right. Jabbering on enough. Bye. Have a great weekend.